One of the most common questions that I hear from parents is this: how long will it take to resolve my baby's birth injury case if I move forward with that? It's a question that came up in one of my recent videos, and so it's important that I want to take some time and answer it directly. If you're here because your child has been diagnosed with HIE or a subsequent CP diagnosis, I know you want to know this too probably. So let's talk about what to expect and how long might something like this take. First, let's talk about why these cases take time. Every birth injury case is different, but there are a few steps that have to take place along the way. And the first step is going to be the investigation into everything. This is where we will gather the medical records, we will consult with medical experts, and we will build the strongest case possible for you and your family. This phase alone can take months just to get through because we want to make sure that we get the details right. The next thing we do is we move on to negotiations, and this is where we work to reach a settlement with the hospital or with the insurance company. Sometimes this can happen quickly, other times it might take much longer to get there. And if we can't reach a settlement, the case may have to go on to trial. Trials can take years to get to, and while not every case can go to trial, that is something that we have to prepare for. Here's something else that you have to understand about the settlement process. That will often take place while the cases are moving through the litigation phase. What that means is that depositions might be still ongoing, or they may be completed. As with other types of discovery, it could be ongoing or it may be completed. Even as the legal process continues, we're always looking for opportunities to resolve the case in the best way possible for you and your family. In medical malpractice cases, sometimes we're able to reach an acceptable settlement for families, but in other cases, we have to actually take the case to trial and to be able to fight for justice and compensation for you and your family through the method of a trial. In my experience, the fastest that I have resolved an HIE and subsequent CP diagnosis birth injury case has been 2 years from the filing of that initial lawsuit. But remember, every case is going to be different, and some of them can take longer than others depending on the severity of the injury and all of the other types of circumstances. I know that this is a lot to process, especially if you're focused on caring for your child day to day. It's not just about this legal process, it's about your family's future. And I have sat with families who are juggling doctor's appointments and therapies and the emotional weight of all of this. And I want you to know that your strength in this process, it matters. The reason why I'm sharing this with you today is because I've seen how these cases can make differences for families. They can provide resources for your child, therapies, medical care, and other types of support. But to get there, we have to start the process. Here's also something that you want to keep in mind. Every state has something called a statute of limitations, and it can differ from state to state. This is the law that will set forth the deadlines in which you have to file a lawsuit. So if you miss that deadline, you could lose your chance to be able to take legal action in something like this. That's why it's important to at least reach out to a birth injury lawyer as soon as possible. Even if you're not sure whether you have a case or not, having that conversation early can help you understand your rights and what you need to do moving forward to protect those rights. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and if you have any other questions from a medical legal standpoint about your baby's HIE diagnosis or subsequent CP diagnosis, if you have those type of questions from a medical legal standpoint, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. You can find out more information about me in my profile. You can find out stuff about me there, or if you're on certain apps, you can just send me a DM and we can chat on apps, or you can just wait and watch the picture that follows this video. All right, that's going to be it for this afternoon's short educational video. Have a great afternoon, everybody.